Good morning, good morning, good morning. And it's a wonderful morning. Not hyperbole, it truly is. Not necessarily weather-wise, our weather is just a little on the overcast side. What's it gonna be like today, Pops? Let's see. That looks like possible drizzle later. Almost snow looking, but I know we're not gonna snow here this time of year. But not super starshine out this morning, but there's starshine inside whenever we want it to be. Man, we had a good day yesterday. A really good day yesterday. I'm going to recap it briefly. Give me one sec. Let me go hit another button. Good morning, everyone. We're firing away, firing on all cylinders. Beautiful. Beautiful. We pushed all the buttons. We're ready to go here. Good morning. Good morning. To get the morning started, let me see. I'm going to grab somebody and had a really neat thing we did last night. I liked it a lot. When I say last night, a lot of you guys were there, and thank you for that. There's some that weren't. We did a reading last night, spent an hour. Man, I'm still have a little bit of an afterglow from last night's session that we did. Learned so much, and just the coolest darn thing in the world to hang out with you guys. Oh, good morning, girl. Proud of you for being here. I know sometimes you have stuff that you can't make it, and when you make it, it makes your day better. Good for you. Good for being here. While we're gathering, I'm going to share a little something with you guys. And then we'll get started. A couple of good readings this morning. Let me share something with you guys while we gather and say hello to each other. My son is he's in his 40s, early 40s, and when he was born with multiple handicaps, physical handicaps, mostly having problems with his upper body joints and things like that. His arms didn't work, hands. Oh, I don't want to go all into it, but the very handicapped baby, and multiple operations in his early life. His mom didn't stick around, so we worked it out, raising him. I'm telling this story for a very specific reason, without getting too specific on the story. So we've always had a close relationship. We've always gotten along really well. But he was one of those guys that didn't make his bed. And I always gave him a break on that. Like, I'm a Mr. Make the Bed guy. You guys know that, and I do it myself. I'm a Mr. Make the Bed guy, and I get kind of disciplinarian about it. It's okay to stay in bed. You just make it when you get up. Don't worry about it. Hang out. Just make it when you get up. So my son, was never a bed maker. But I cut him a break because of his handicaps. I get it. It's really difficult for him to make a bed. So that wasn't something we required, even though it was like one of my personal requirements. Gave him a break. Don't worry about that. We'll find other disciplines for you to do. Why am I telling this whole story? You guys, so he's shy. The kid's real shy. A little awkward, but genius brain. Poet, writes. Unbelievable. He's been following me, doing what we're doing here. He's been following, but not vocally, not out there in front, not telling anybody, none of that. So this morning, take it back. Last night, he joined our group that we were having the reading last night. Now, he's been joining some other ones where he's sitting on the sidelines watching what we do, but they never dived in and said hello or told anybody. All of this to say, I'll just do it. I'll just show you. See, it's one tub at a time, right, you guys? One tub at a time. Well, you know what else it is? Let me see if I can find it here. Sorry. I've got to find this. If I did it right. I'll show you this. You see that? He sent me a picture this morning. Pops, I made my bed. Look at the bed. Can't even make it right. I don't have no hospital corners on there. There's no 45 corners on there. Bedding. Where is it? Man, I want to pick on it. I want to tell him he didn't make it right. It isn't straight enough. It isn't good enough. Kid made his bed and sent a picture to me. Pops, I made my bed. Give me a minute. Kid's never made a bed in his life. Can't. It's worth all the tea in China, like Mike said yesterday. It's worth all the tea in China, man. If my kid can make a bed, so can you. Wow. And I mean, what a way to start my morning, a picture of a bed. So I made him a deal. We reward good behavior, right? You don't reward bad behavior, but you reward good behavior. I got to reward good behavior. I told him, man, we made a deal. I see a bed picture every day for the next 5 days. I'm going to send you something wonderful. Not like you have to. And he doesn't need that kind of, clearly he didn't need that kind of motivation, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. Isn't that silly? We all have these lives going on. We think everyone's going on. I got a kid that can't even make his own bed, can make a bed. Anybody out there who's not making their bed, bullshit, you can make your bed. Okay, and that's the way you start your day. And then you get real proud. You get real proud. Richard, from making a freaking bed. And you know, I can tell this when all he did was grab the comforter and dragged it over the top of the deal and tucked in this thing, threw a pillow. It was the act. It was the intention. Okay? It's what our intentions are. It was just, I had to, between yesterday and having a mushy pop over, we did our morning tea, which was amazing. We had an afternoon of all kinds of experiments going on, an evening of reading that was phenomenal. We all learned a bunch of stuff. People making their beds because they're supposed to, because they want to be a better human being the morning they wake up. That's the reason you're doing it. That bed doesn't give a damn if you made it or not. Who cares is you. The mirror cares. The mirror cares. I'm crying too. See where I cried. But cry good cry. You know, those kind of cries that are like, man, I feel good about this. The same kind of cry that I got yesterday from the little boy that picked up the damaged little puppy, and they are going to be partners for the rest of their lives together. That's the kind of people we want to be. So good morning. Let's get motivated. Let's be bed makers and difference makers. And it's not big differences. We're not talking go out and try to change the world today. You can't. And when you try and you don't, you fail, and then you get pissed and you quit. No. One little step. That's the bed. The next step. You might have a chore you didn't do yet. Hella Spores on here. Great girl. You know what she writes? She writes yesterday on a comment. I'm going to do one task a day. Whatever it is, pick it. I talk about that all the time. 15 minutes a day at one thing. At the end of the week, you just spent 2 hours at it. 2 hours you thought you didn't have. Carve out 15 minutes, boom, done. That's how we start our days. And we can get so much done if you make your bed. Okay? Let's do a couple of, oh, I know. Eric Montgomery. You're somebody, excuse my voice this morning. Eric Montgomery. I don't recognize your name too much, but I want to see you here. Incremental progress, Salty. 1% a day. Think about that. If you just added 1% a day, at the end of 100 days, you just did it, man. 100 days is nothing on our planet. And repetition does change human nature. Here's 30 days in a row of doing something. This is a psychological fact. 30 days in a row of doing something, it's a habit. It's there. It's there. It's a habit. Why do you think when they go to AA, they want you to do 30 days? Get a 30-day chip. That 30-day chip is a big deal. They figured it out. You do go there 30 times, you're starting to get a different habit. Grip's telling you, you're programming. And it could be less. So you're right, Dem. It could be way less. The idea is just get started on the programming. That's the idea. We program ourselves in the morning with our bed. Richard Montgomery, I want you have a supplement package to give away. Let me grab that supplement package. Okay. I'll grab it. You have a supplement package to give away, Richard. So figure out how you're going to do that. Excuse me, Eric Montgomery. Okay? So Eric, you're going to, in about 10 minutes, we're going to come back to you, and you're going to have a contest or a giveaway or a trivia question or a number between 1 and 50, however you feel like it. Eric, you're going to give away a package. Okay? So figure that out while we get a reading going. This reading, if that's okay with you, Eric, let me hear that it's okay with you. Throw a scroll a message up there for me that says, yeah, you got this. Okay, learning about Reiki therapy and practicing much. My issues were to do with tension in the body. Oh my God, there's so much to do with that. What a really good point. Read that comment he just made. It was a really good one. Eric, you got it. Thank you, bro. We'll be back to you in about 10 minutes, and you'll tell us how you're giving away your supplement package. Okay. And Eric's like, no, I don't want to give it away. I want it for myself. Well, Eric, you might just get one too. Let's see how your game's like first. Okay? Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Man, it just blows my Pop's brain off. Right now, I'm looking at the numbers up here on the board. I got to be as proud of Pop as I could ever be. We got more numbers than we've ever had in the history of Tea with Pops, and it's more than it was yesterday. So you know what that means? It means today's better than yesterday. It means our mushrooms are growing. It means the tubs are getting bigger. That's what that means. This is so cool. Okay. Man, that's cool to see the kid's bed made. All right, this one came from Richard on here. Richard Bruette sent us this. So this should be very, very nice. It's going to be a little bit on the longer side. Not long, but it's a speech. So this is Charlie Chaplin's speech. Let's go back in history a little bit, back in the 1920s and 30s. And communism and Nazism were big political movements globally. Meanwhile, here in America, we're working with democracy. And the Hollywood people were politically elite, and some of them were on the communist side of things. And at the time, Nazism was growing globally, and there was a real fear for what was going on over in Germany. And your movie stars, of course, especially back then, were some of the most famous people in the world. So what they thought and what they said meant a ton. And it was very impactful, especially to the American public. So Charlie Chaplin, at that time, was easily one of the most popular people on the planet. and started out in non-talking movies, moved into talkies. And this was one of his absolute most famous movies, was called The Dictator. And in it, he plays a Jewish fella. He's not Jewish, but he plays it. Longer story short, this is a speech that he made after he had made the movie, and there had been some criticism about him and the movie and things like that. And just, he was kind of setting his record straight. And actually, he was quite a speech giver, and not necessarily in his delivery, but in the content. So, here we go. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there is room for everyone. And the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost our way. Greed has poisoned men's soul, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves out. In machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The airplane and the radio have brought us closer together. I'll interject here and say the YouTube and the IG have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of man and cries out for the universal brotherhood, for unity for us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men and women and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress, the hate of men who will pass, and dictators die. And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will not perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourself to these unnatural men. Machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, the kingdom of God is within man. Not one man, not a group of men, but all men. In you, you have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life beautiful and free, to make this a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give a man a chance to work, that will give youth a future, and give old age security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power. But they lie. They don't fulfill those promises. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill this promise. Do away with national barriers. Do away with greed, with hate, and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. In the name of democracy, unite. This thing's 89, 90 years old, this speech, and it resonates today. Like, viva la revolution. And it is a revolution. Well, it's a mind revolution for starts. Richard, you killed it there, bro. Who would go pull up Charlie Chaplin? Boop. Who goes and pulls up Charlie Chaplin and blows it up? My favorite thing in here, I'm going to tell you my favorite thing in this part. Right here. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers. I'm so sick of barriers. I'm so sick of circles. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool American Marine, and I'm sick of flags, because flags just separate people from people. And they're just a symbol of something that, you know what? Let's make the symbol something different. Let's make the symbol a symbol of nature, where the whole world worships nature. Not even worships, just respects. Respect the nature. I'm so sick of circles. I'm so sick of division. I'm so sick of someone telling them that how you did it is right. I did it right. You're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong. So sick of it. Humans are so linear. There is one thing in nature has ever turned around. Nature's never once turned around and pointed at somebody else and said, you did it wrong. Just so done with it. And all that it does is divide us and we have it right here in our community. Oh, this is the way to grow it. Hey, it's supposed to grow without it. Grow it any way you want. Whatever works, whatever in your setup, however it takes to get the mushrooms growing in your tub, that's what we figure out. There isn't a right way. There isn't a wrong way. There isn't an answer. Hella's got a good reading now. Let's jump to Hella's. And then we're going to get back over there to our contest. Oh, I saved this. I wanted to save this and show you guys this morning. Ophelia Rose on here is Samantha the Witch over on IG. She puts up some of the neatest, encouraging posts during a day. Blows my mind. So I don't know where she finds this stuff, but it's just the fact that she's out there looking for it and feeding it to us, you guys, is her own ministry. I don't know if you recognize it, but there's a whole ministry going on there. And this is one that I read this morning, and it resonated with me. I'm going to just throw this up here, okay? I don't know if you guys can read that, if it's reversed or not. I'll leave that for a second, then I'm going to read it out loud. This one blows my mind, because we're all victims of this. What it says, strange, isn't it? You know yourself better than anyone else, yet you crumble at the words of somebody who hasn't lived a second of your life. Focus on your own voice. It's the only one that matters. That's what it says. I'll read it again. Thanks for telling me, Hella. You know yourself better than, no, strange, isn't it? You know yourself better than anyone else, yet you crumble at the words of somebody who hasn't lived a second of your life. Somebody writes something bad about Pops on the IG, and I'm, oh God, I'm going to break down and have a terrible day because of what that guy wrote about me. He hasn't lived a second of my life. He doesn't even know me. I don't even know what he looks like, where he lives. I don't know if he made his bed this morning. Why the hell do I care about what he thinks about me? The minute I spend 1 second worrying about what that fella thinks about me is 1 second I didn't spend growing another mushroom. My sister, the same wise, super smart lady, you know what she taught me? I was especially back in my teens and 20s, all I cared about, what do people think about me? How do I look? I don't care about what people think about me. What do you think? How do you think about me? You know what? Keep your own scorecard. That scorecard, did you care about what everyone else's score of you is? What do you give a darn what their score of you? She told me, keep your own score. And another thing, one other one, big, huge. You want to get healthy in your mind? What somebody else thinks about you, what anybody else thinks about you, is none of your business. Get out of their brain. That's rude. Get out of there. It's none of your business. Really? Look at it that way. And so we're in there trying to figure out what do they think, get inside their head, figure out get out of there. Go get a tour, get yourself. It's none of your business. It's their business, and they're going to live their life with the thoughts of you and whatever the repercussions of those thoughts are. All you're doing, and we're going to look at this one when we look at Hellas. If you live in gossip, if you live in a place that you're worried about what people talk about, or you're a talker, that's just soul murder. That's just soul murder. You're murdering, and guess whose soul you're murdering? There's a guy out there gossiping about me right now. I don't even know it. I'm here talking to a bunch of friends and hanging out and doing the right thing. He's out there gossiping about me. He's murdering his own soul. He's murdering his own soul. So the guy that's out there talking about you, feel sorry for him. Move on. He's murdering himself. You spend 1 second thinking about what he thinks about you, poof, we gotta get out of here. Okay? Let's do Hella. They're projecting their own issues, John. They have to be. They have to be. Back in the day when I was in recovery. Here's another fact. Fact. You can't spot something in somebody unless you have it. You can't. You can't see it in somebody unless you have it. At least a percentage of it. We called it, if you spot it, you got it. Oh, that guy's an asshole. Really? Well, how would you know? Oh, that guy's a liar. Really? Well, you must be a pretty good liar because you can spot a liar. Really? Oh, that guy, really? It came inside. You have to have a portion of that to be able to even speak. That's why, I'll be honest with you, I get taken advantage of quite a bit. I'm kind of a nice guy. I don't spot that guy coming that's going to kind of rip me off. I don't see him coming. I don't see it. You know why? Because I'm not out there trying to rip anybody off. It's not in me. I'm trying to act like a big shot. I'm not. You get my point. You have to have it in you to spot it. So if you spot it and you're out there pointing it out, oh, let's see that guy got it. You got it. Work on you. Go make your bed. Work on you. Let that guy live. What he thinks of you is none of your business. It works. Man, you get healthy. You stop worrying about it, and boom, keep on moving. And guess what happens? A bunch of people are with you, and you guys are all moving forward, and that guy, he's like, they fall apart. They fall out. They're wheat. We're all wheat. They're chaff. It blows away in the wind. Give it energy. Give them space. Give them attention. That's all they need. Ignore that crap. Okay, I'm looking for Hella here. Hella's something. We could spend the next month on what Hella sent here. Let me tell you. That one, actually, I wrote back to her. I go, this is so amazing. There's so much in here. And she writes back, she goes, I know, there's a book written on it. I'm like, yeah, I could tell. This thing, you could write a book off of what she sent here. Much she's right. Every person's reality is just as valid as your own. It's just as valid. His business, I have no idea what he's gone through or where he's at to create that impression of me. It's his business. Let him live with whatever he wants to live with about it. And eventually we figure it out. He wants to be. I don't care what they think about it. And that's not true. Deep down inside you do. Deep down inside we're all wounded little animals. But we have to rise above that and know that that's not healthy. That's not the place we want to be. That's not where we dwell. Where we dwell is in the upper level. We dwell in this level up here that says, I don't care. Not because we don't want to care, but because it's healthy. We have, by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements. And it's actually, I understand it to be a book. There's a book on this. And boy, after reading this, it makes me want to get it. So what are you saying, Will? Wasting energy trying to figure out? Don't have a second for that. Man, we could be making another tub with a new guy. So, the Four Agreements. Be impeccable with your word. I'm going to read the four, and then I'm going to break them down. We have four agreements, and this is basically what you're going to agree to yourself. Okay? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. And practically, we're just talking about that. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. Okay? So we got those four. I'm going to say them again. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. That man, it's The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now I'm going to break these down a little bit, how he's done them here. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. There's so much power in one word. Use it in the direction of truth and love. We can take that same word, one word, and use it the other way. The conscious decision, how we're going to take that word and use it. There's so much power. There's a scripture. Our tongue is a flame. It's representative of a flame. We can take that tongue we have and we can start fires. Forest fires of conflagrations of problems among other people. Just one little word, say it wrong. You can start whole forest fires. One word. Do it right, do the wrong word to the wrong person. There's so much power. And then the same word, same tongue, that same ugly thing that can start forest fires, can put them out. Can absolutely quench them. Quench souls, quench thirst. Same instrument. There's so much power. So, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Don't waste a bunch of words. I do. I talk a lot. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself. We do that all the time. I got people DMing me, Pops, I'm sorry. They approach their question with a negative. I'm not very good at this, but I wanted to. What? You start out with a negative? Don't do that. You don't do that. Don't tell me that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's okay wherever you're at, you're coming from. Don't start out with a negative. Don't tell me something bad. And I'm telling them all the time. Don't do that. That does not get you anywhere. When you approach pops, you approach them with a positive attitude. I understand you can have a negative time, but we're going to fix that. So switch that around. There's a whole nother way to say that exact sentence you said. We can say it positively. Let's figure that out. You approach positively. Well, if you're not, we'll figure out how to get you positive. Okay, got a couple more on those agreements here. This is so good, Hella. Don't take anything personal. This is big. That whole idea of people, what they think of you is none of your business. We're whack. Everything's about us. I'm the center of the universe. Of course you got to be doing it because it's about me. Really? Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. Nothing others do is because of you. What others do, say and do, is a projection of their own dreams. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the needless victim of suffering. We create the suffering for ourselves just by worrying about what they think about us. It's really pretty simple there. I'm going to read this whole thing one more time. Nothing others do is because of you, and that's really true. You think that it is? You can't control someone else. If they did it, they made a choice. They did it because of their decisions. The totality of who they are caused them to do it. Not you. Not you. So get out of yourself. You had nothing to do with it. They made the decision. Their actions and they're responsible for. You're supposed to be off taking care of your own business. Make your bed and go take care of your own business. Don't worry about his. Nothing others do is because of you. What others do and say is a projection of their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. The next one. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. I'm going to get back to that. That's something we have a hard time with. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just one agreement, you can completely transform your life. This is something I really want to work more on. Because where I go on this is, we tend to do this when we're in a conversation with someone. We do this. We go, you did such and such. You tell them what they did. And if you're the guy hearing that, you're telling me, that's not a good way to communicate. What this wants us to communicate is, you tell them how it made you feel. When that happened, this is how I felt. When that happened, this is what happened to me. And you communicate clearly and honestly what happened, where your perspective on things are. It's not about theirs. And when you can clearly communicate to somebody your position in something without it being an attack to them and without you begging for their sympathy in the process, you're clearly communicating your position. You can come up with some really mature agreements. And now you have this mature agreement that wasn't based off of an attack on somebody, telling them they were wrong. It was based off of, I'm communicating to you, you're communicating to me, and we're both going to walk away from the situation with a win. That's just one way to look at this. There's so many deeper parts of this. We're running out of a little bit of time. I want to get to the fourth part. But don't make assumptions. Make agreements. Don't. And another thing I work real hard at when I'm talking to somebody, don't attack them. Don't tell them you did this. No, they didn't. You received it that way. No, they didn't. You received it that way. Remember that. They did something, whatever they did, they had their intention, their purpose. You received it the way you did. Remember that. You're the receiver. Oh, when you're the transmitter guy, what are you going to try to transmit? Something that they can receive, right? Remember that. The other part, always do your best. Always do your best. You ever sometimes get in the middle of something and you just go, I'm not going to finish? Do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best. And you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. I like that. Sometimes my best is better today than it was yesterday, and my best will be a little better tomorrow than it was today. Might even be a little worse tomorrow. That's okay. I'm not judging my best as long as I'm giving it. My leg isn't feeling great today. I can't go up and down the stairs, so I can't give my best to the upstairs job that I wanted to do, but I can give my best to the downstairs job that I'm going to do. I can't get upstairs. My leg doesn't feel great today. Okay. That means I'm not going to give my best. I got to sit down. Oh, I can't do anything today. My leg. No. Give your best. Whatever the situation, condition you're in. That's what it's telling us. Under any circumstance, anywhere you are, anything you're doing, do your best. I'm going to brag on this one. This is me. This is me right here. I do my best at things that I get into. It kind of limits me. I was talking to a girl the other day. She goes, Pops, do you play any musical instruments? I go, no, I wish I did. You know why I don't? Because the first day I picked it up, I wasn't good at it. Really? You didn't want to practice? No. You didn't want to spend an hour a day plinking away? No. If I wasn't good at it in the first place, I didn't want to play. So I find things, this is how I work. I find things that I'm really good at, and I get into them deeper and deeper. If I'm not very good at it, I kind of don't get into it in the first place. So it's real easy for me to give my best because I'm really into what I'm into. And I've always been, all my life too, always had jobs of an occupation that wasn't an occupation. It was something that I really wanted to do. I've never been a guy that had to show up at a job that I didn't want to go to. Never been. I had a job that I didn't want. I quit. Get out of here. I'm not showing up here every day and giving you my slave labor. And I hate you and you're an idiot boss and I hate this job. Why will I show up here every day? Quit. Go get another job and quit being a complainer and quit being the guy that doesn't like your job. But don't quit your job till you have another one. That's a mistake. I did that too. Well, you're standing on the street going, geez, I shouldn't have quit yet. So we did it there. Richard, what's our contest? No, excuse me, Eric. Eric, what's our contest? How are we giving away that? I'll grab it. Here it is. Sorry about that. Eric, we're giving it away. Boop, boop. Here we go. Eric, what's the contest? Are you gonna? What's those question marks, Eric? You had a little bit of time here. What are we gonna do? How are we giving this guy away? Man, this has been a good morning, you guys. We've got a lot of information out, a lot of good stuff going on. I have not had a chance to read most of these comments, but they are flying by. Some good stuff. Some creative pothead. I'll be silent. Ray, you do not have to be silent. You can win. You know what you can do if you win? Just give it away again. Okay, Eric, here's your question. Go ahead, bro. Viva la revolution, Mashi. It is a revolution. It's a revolution in our minds first. We're going to do it different. We're going to show up today, be good people. We're going to get after our lives. Reed, they're telling Reed to be quiet. You can't win 77 times in a row, Reed. It's not fair. Michael, what are you doing, bro? Richard, Kim, there you guys are. So, are we good? How are we doing, Eric? You got that question for us? You guys are so darn funny. So yeah, could you imagine waking up this morning and you had the picture of the bed from your kid? It was great. Okay, we're having a little bit of problem. Eric, Will's got, here it is. Here we go. Okay, how did Charles Johan survive the test? What a cool question! Okay, so we got, excuse me, it'll be up to Eric to tell us who wins dressed as a woman. Okay, I needed a chance at that. This is good. How did he? How did he? Someone says he floated. Someone says he was dressed as a woman. Dressed as a woman kind of makes sense. He's like cheated himself. D-Nice, that's kind of, you guys are hilarious. He jumped off, he's floated. Because of the liquor, he floated. Boy, this is going to be a good answer. I don't know. I like the one that he dressed as a woman, though, because I'm sure the women and children had to get on the boat first or something. So, but how shady of him to put on a woman's outfit if he did. Okay, Salty's saying he didn't. Okay, I don't know the answer. This is fantastic. He became Leonardo DiCaprio. Spent the night in darkness, then used a lifeboat and paddled himself to, safety, got picked up by... Joey, do you know the answer? Okay, the X one. Who is the X? Let's see. What did the X say? The exception, he drank alcohol. Okay. Seaborg said alcohol too. X said it first here. How does somebody explain to me how the alcohol helped him? I get that. That's the answer. But what was the... Jay Lee said it first? Okay, Jay Lee. This is really cool. I don't know I'm going to have to go and read this story now. You guys set me up. Okay, kept him warm, kept him from hypothermia. Okay, he floated and was picked up by a boat. Floated on a door. You guys have gone to Google to figure this out. Somebody's Googling this, which is good. So, I'm going to give two winners. We have the X, and I think Jay Lee thinks she won. We're going to go ahead and let Jay Lee win too. Okay? Thank you for that, Eric. Nice job. Nice job. That's better than those number of questions I always ask. So we got Jay Lee and the exception to the rule. I want those two to send me their DM me PopShrooms2 on IG. You guys send me your address. Boop, out. These go to you today. Okay? Beautiful morning. Tomorrow morning's readings. I want to get 2 readings in tomorrow morning. Do we have any volunteers? 2 volunteers for tomorrow morning's readings. It's nice when you volunteer. And it's also okay if Pops has to assign your homework. I can do that. Who's had a good morning this morning? Has it been a good one? I've had a great morning, you guys. Really, really good stuff. Jaylee, you just started following yesterday and you're already getting your goodies coming to you. Man, thanks for being here. Did you guys see how many people are here this morning? Did you see how many people are here? We are growing. Okay, Ree, you got one. Ree, you're up. Ree, you got a reading. Who's my next reader? Give me one more readers. God, it's been a good morning. Thanks for a minute, and you guys scroll that, tell each other you love each other. We're only about a minute left, so get your little happy, good vibes into each other, please. Just contribute a reading for tomorrow. Give me one more reader. Okay, that man. You gotcha. So I've got Ree and that man are going to send me some stuff for us to share tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Tomorrow's Saturday. And I might be going fishing in the morning. I don't know. I'll put out an information later today. This is for Monday. Okay, let's say this is for Monday for sure. And if we can do something for tomorrow, we will. But it'll be from the boat or whatever. Nothing official tomorrow. I might be here at 9. I might not. I might be off the boat at 9. I might not. I want to be here. Trust me. This is for Monday morning. Okay? Monday morning meeting. And then we'll see if we can get together tomorrow. If you guys see me on here, join. Does that sound good to you guys? And if I'm fishing, I'll see if I can't show a couple of pictures of them fish to you guys. Okay? Have a magical day, Glenn. I'm going to scroll through this and say goodbye to all you guys. Okay? Beautiful morning. Got a lot of good stuff in here. Some good vibes. Be wins. Be winners today. All right? You guys go out in there. Make magic. You guys say have a magical day? Go make a magical day. Okay? Let's say goodbye to each other. Will and Josh and Mushy and Dean Ice and that man and Jason and Mick and Hella and the exception and Salty and Ree and Mushy and Eric. Gosh, there's so many of you guys here. And Kim and Help Grow and Mike Powers. And who else? Come on, who else is in here saying goodbye? Mike and Richard and Jay Lee. God, you guys are amazing. I mean that sincerely. Look at you guys. Josh Burdine, good morning, brother. Adam Temple, it's been a beautiful morning. Help Grow. Glenn, I'm just seeing all my friends here flying by. Okay, well, you got Kim again. You guys are just blessing each other's socks off right here. V. Duncan and Seaborg and Ophelia and Joey. Anybody wants me to say goodbye, throw your name out here. This is just wonderful, man. Jeff, good morning, my best friend. Man, this is beautiful. Renee, I can scroll all day with you guys. Beautiful morning. We went a few minutes long. Remember, what they think about you, none of your business. Well, your business is just being the most amazing person you can be today. Okay? Make magic. I'll see you guys Monday for sure, maybe tomorrow. Pops, peace. Thanks for being here today. From the bottom of my heart. Love, peace. Pops out.